Being an artist can be a lonely career. You sit in your studio all day, you paint, you sculpt, and at the end of the day, it sure would be nice if when you came out of the studio, you had people who appreciated your work. And even better than that, it would be great if people purchased your work, right? Unless you live in one of the major art hubs, it can be a real challenge to find artists to collaborate with. The artists who are already successful are off doing their thing and they don't really have time to sit with you and tell you what to do. And all of the art world hangers-on and posers are just super annoying and not very helpful. Family and friends can try to fill the gap, but they don't really understand what it's like to be an artist, as much as they might try. Where can you find your people and the help that you need? Online groups are a start. You can certainly find a Facebook group full of other artists. There are lots of them out there. I know that our Facebook group at The Abundant Artist is a very active and robust Facebook group, and I have a lot of fun facilitating interactions like that. When I took the StrengthsFinder quiz, my top 2 strengths were communication and woo, which just means that I'm really good at communicating and encouraging people to do stuff. I'm Corey Huff. I run The Abundant Artist, and I founded The Abundant Artist 7 years ago because I wanted to help my fellow artists learn about online marketing. Now, since then, we've expanded into all kinds of different areas, and one of the things that we've done a lot of is facilitating artists interacting with each other. And that's why I'm really excited to tell you about the Abundant Artist Conference. You need a community if you're going to succeed. You need a posse, an art collective, a group of people that you can collaborate with and make ideas happen with. So on July 1st and 2nd, 2016 in Portland, Oregon, the Abundant Artist Conference is starting. We are bringing together some of the hardest working and savviest artists that I know. Over those 2 days, we're going to learn from these artists how they built their art careers in a way that was built around their lives rather than building their lives around their business, and how they found and sell to collectors outside of the traditional art gallery world. But even more than that, this conference is going to focus on building collaborations between you and other artists. So how are we going to do this? What's this going to look like? So on Friday morning, July 1st at 8 o'clock in the morning, everybody's gonna meet at The Space. We will be holding the conference at the Left Bank Annex, a super awesome event space in Portland, Oregon, that used to be the home of an eccentric inventor, a machine shop for World War II fighter planes, and it has since hosted collaborative and creative events from all over the world. Why Portland, Oregon? Well, 1, I do live here and it's easier to host an event where you live, but 2, Portland has an incredible, creative, vibrant community of artists, inventors, and other makers. Also, Portland in July is the most gorgeous city you'll ever see anywhere in the world. The 2 days of the conference will be a single track workshop. What that means is that for each speaker who gets up and speaks for 20 to 30 minutes, we'll also hold a mini workshop where we'll show you how to implement the things that those artists did in their careers in your own career. That means that we'll be taking some of you volunteers and bringing you up on the stage so that we can ask you questions about your art business and help you figure out what to do next so that other artists can see how that process will work for themselves. I really don't like learning sessions where you just sit in a room all day long and have people talk at you. I want this to be very interactive and collaborative. My goal for you is at the end of this conference to not only learn how to sell your art and how to run an art business, but also for you to have a group of people that you feel supported by and connected to wherever you live in the world. So what topics will we be covering? On Friday morning at 8 o'clock, we'll meet at the Space at the Left Bank Annex, and we'll have a collaborative art project where you'll have an opportunity to meet some of the other artists who are attending the conference, as well as the speakers and myself. At 9 o'clock sharp, we'll start with our first speaker, which will be me, introducing the other speakers, as well as introducing some of the concepts that we're going to cover at the conference. About an hour and a half later, at 10:30, we'll have our next speaker, who will be an artist talking about how she built her brand as an artist and brought her fans along with her on a multi-year journey to discover who she was as an artist. Then we'll workshop that session and show you how to brand yourself as an artist and how to bring your people along as well. We'll break for lunch, and then after lunch, we'll have 2 more speakers talking about how they built their art businesses. We will wrap the day with an artist with a successful 6-figure business giving the final keynote. Saturday morning at 8 a.m., we'll meet back again for our next collaborative art project, and at 9 a.m. again, we'll start with our next set of speakers. Our first speaker on Saturday morning is an artist whose work is in private collections all over the world, as well as corporate collections all over the world. He's going to talk about how he got those commission projects and how you can develop your own relationships with art directors and art consultants. After lunch on Saturday, we're going to have an exciting art gallery owner who is a forward-thinking person who understands how art galleries, art collectors, and artists can collaborate in the age of the internet. Saturday afternoon, we'll end that session with an artist with a 7-figure art business talking about how he got where he is and what that future looks like for you. So who are our speakers? Who are all these artists who are going to be sharing their wisdom? All of these artists are artists who are making a living from their work. They may not be famous, they may not be artists that are showing in some of the big name galleries. They're artists who are making a living from their work, and they're the ones that you can learn from. Their styles range from abstract expressionism to contemporary pop art and everything in between. Their mediums include oil painting, acrylic painting, sculpture, and lots of other things. And it's not so important that their work is like your work. What's more important is that these are artists who are succeeding in a variety of different genres and fields, and you're going to learn from them how to implement their practices in your own art business. You need to attend this conference if you are an artist who is sick of sitting alone in your studio trying to figure out what to do next with no help. If you are an artist who is interested in collaborating with other artists, and if you are an artist who is interested in being a part of a new movement in the art world. Years ago, when I first thought of the idea for this conference, I started looking around for business conferences for artists. Business conferences exist in nearly every field, but there's no big business conference that brings successful artists together with less successful artists and focuses exclusively on how to build your business as an artist. So I hope that on July 1st and 2nd, you will join us in Portland, Oregon, so that we can have an awesome time. Ticket links to buy are right below this video.